See if we can catch anything out here today. Super hot, it's like 94 degrees out. But we do have some cloud cover and a bit of wind, so I'm going to see what happens. Rolling the old trusty Mega Bass SB3 spinnerbait. It's been a really good one for me lately. Got a lot of weeds out here. It's been a little tough to fish this pond lately, but I have been catching some decent bass out of it lately, so I keep at it. It's you can see there's a lot of these like water plants out here and stuff around the perimeter, and then the water is real low, and there's like a lot of like moss and weeds and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a workout, honestly, to try to fish out here, but it's always fun when you can still catch them though. Have to tighten up my brakes a little bit on this thing, that wind. I usually like to keep this on maybe like 10 on this this Daiwa Tatula. I'm gonna crank it up to 11 real quick. Casting into that wind's kind of, it's not bad, but you can feel the line trying to froth up a little bit on my reel. Kind of weird though. See all those dark clouds? I think we're about to get a storm later. That could definitely mean some good fishing, man. I tell you, out here before those storms, that's the time to go. See if I can get a bite on camera for you guys today. I just got this GoPro, so hopefully I can start making some better quality videos soon. Oh, got one on there. There we go, first one. Sweet. Feisty little bass. Get that hook out of him real quick. Boy, that thing sure hit hard though, as small as it was. It's going for it. I've had real good luck casting. You can see these kind of like winds are coming at me, and I'm kind of somewhat casting into it, but also somewhat across the winds. I've had excellent luck fishing kind of like cross the wind pattern a little bit before. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite ways. If you can cast like kind of across that wind, I knew it was this windy before I came out. Honestly, I probably rather would have tied a chatterbait on, to be honest. This spinner works. I like the chatterbaits when it's like this. I like the chatterbaits almost any time, to be honest. They're great. Chatterbait Evo, that's probably my favorite thing to throw anymore. Jackhammers are awesome, but the Evo's a little cheaper, so you don't feel as bad if you lose one. And something about that Evo, it doesn't actually snag up as bad as the chatterbait jackhammer and as the jackhammer stealths. So yeah, if you guys haven't tried out those Evos, do yourself a favor and get them. They're like $9.99. I like to get the 3/8 ounce because everything I fish is pretty much exclusively ponds, and they're pretty shallow. So the 3/8 lets me keep those up kind of a little higher in the water, especially when I've got a ton of moss right underneath it. Whereas the 1/2 ounce, it's really, really hard to keep those things high enough. I like the Hog Farmer Spunk Shad. I think it's a 3.5 inch or 3.3. It's whatever one of the smaller 3-inch ones is. That's a great trailer. And one of my all-time favorites, I haven't been using them as much. I've kind of been liking the Spunk Shads, but the Rage Swimmer Tails, 3.25 inch. Absolutely fantastic as a chatterbait trailer. Get another one, guys. Wouldn't mind catching another one. Those things are, little dude hit really hard today. So he's probably only about a pound, maybe, give or take. Wasn't a big fish. But boy, he took off hard. I've been noticing lately they're fighting super hard right now. I'm in the Midwest, and you know, it's June right now. So the bite's a little different. You know, it wasn't like May where I could come out here and those fish were just hammering everything like very aggressively. They're kind of hammering it now in places, but I've noticed right now they're fighting super hard. And with this moss out here, you really gotta wrench them in pretty quick, because if they make a dive and get too deep in that, it's not easy getting them out. You can lose a fish like that too, which you don't want. Let's try this little pocket over here. You know, I used to fish a lot of like weightless flukes, and well, actually I Zoom super flukes. I fish those a lot. And then I used to hate any kind of wind when I was fishing, but that's before I knew better. I love wind right now. I don't like super high winds. I don't have much like when it's incredibly high winds, but you get a little nice wind like this, a little bit of cloud cover. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but a little bit of thunder just rolled in the background. I said, you want to get out on the water as long as there's no lightning. You don't want to mess with lightning. A little bit of cloud cover and a little bit of wind. I can get them biting. Yeah, and these spinner baits, I just retrieve them. I don't really do anything special with them. Those double blades, they do most of the work for you. Now chatterbaits, that's a little different. I do just straight retrieve those as well, but depending upon what I'll mix it up a little bit more with those. Like I'll pop them every now and then. A lot of times they'll catch a bit of moss, and I'll kind of pop them out of there. And if you guys that fish with chatterbaits, you know you get a lot of bites when you're ripping it through grass and moss. Or if you do a little twitch, you'll get hit right after that a lot of time. Yeah, this little pond though, it's been really good to me. They made it probably maybe 8 years ago or so. They built this. It was just farmland. And honestly, up until the last year or so, never really caught much anything bigger than maybe 2.5 pounds or so, maybe 2-3 pounds tops. They started stocking trout in it a few years back, and I think that's done something to it. I'm assuming the bass eat them. Well, actually I know they do, because I caught a personal best out of this lake, so a little over 7 pounds. And once I pulled her on the bank, she actually spit out a huge half-digested trout. It's probably like an 8-inch trout. So I think that's actually contributed to these bass getting a lot fatter in here than they were in years past. Feels like a bite right here. See if I'm right or not. I just feel like this is going to be a bite. Nope, I'm wrong. You know you're wrong on that stuff a lot, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You can sometimes just sense it's going to be a bite in a good, juicy looking zone.